Yo, yo, yo! We are here eventually. What an afternoon I have had. I'll tell you exactly what's happened, people. Thank you very much for holding out in chat. I don't know how many people have actually held it out. But what actually happened was, I've been talking to Salford, I've been talking to J Vape Reviews. I've been trying to put some new RAM in my computer. So I had to take this little battery out. So when I take this little battery out, it completely changes the time and everything. So on my clock, it says 18:34. So I've still got like 20 minutes to go. No, I get a message at 7 o'clock from Mr. Coyley, you should be live. And we are not. I hope we can sort it all out. Lads, we've got the normal co-host, the wonderful Mr. Coyley himself, the Salford Vapor, and our very special guest, the wonderful Steve Platt, the Vaping Dragon, or Vape Dragon, is it Vaping Dragon?
Vaping Dragon.
Vaping Dragon. I know there is another bloke, I think, called Vaping, but yours is Vaping.
Vaping.
The Vaping Dragon. Thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you very much to everybody who's in chat. I've not actually looked if we've got anybody. Are they still there?
Well, they've all just give the V's and gone.
Have they? They've all gone home. Well, I'll tell you what, just so I can sort of like try and get myself into some sort of... because it's literally took like that to get us on. We'll go straight over to the Mr. Coyley. It's been a week, my friend. We're on a different night. It doesn't seem right, does it?
No, it doesn't feel right. I've had 2 days over at sort of Dave's Salford side of the Pennons. So I got back about 6 o'clock last night. Then I had to go out, came back in again. I think about 9 o'clock. I eventually settled down, and then another busy day today. So knackered, but still here in one piece, just about. So and managed to survive going over the other side of the Pennons as well. Came back in one piece.
So what are you vaping on?
I'm vaping on, not a lot tonight because I just haven't had the time to get stuff sorted. I am on the Geek Vape Zeus X on top of the DNA. Good grief!
Aegis, isn't it?
Tell me.
Aegis Legend, isn't it?
Not sorry.
Is it a Legend?
No. I'll come back to you on that.
250C in it. Is it 250C?
Yeah, 250C, and I can't remember the name of it. Lost Vape. Come on, somebody in chat, tell me.
250C.
Paranormal. He's there. You're definitely not normal. We know that.
Yeah, Bill Richard knows because Bill and Richard saw me buy it on Saturday night. So, and in that I've got some in my vape mail juice. Ethos Crispy Treats Blueberry, which is really nice. Enjoying that. The Geek Vape Zeus just arrived today, so I've lifted the Zeus X, so I've just got one today. But you only get, which I was disappointed with, you only get the 2mm glass with it and the 2mm spare glass. You don't get the bubble glass as standard. So I've had to, like the fool that I sold my old Geek Vape Zeus Dual to RTA.
Just while you were going to it, I'm just going to sort this out.
I've bored you already, right?
I know if he needs a beard already.
Yeah. So, like a fool, I sold me Geek Vape Dual tank, and apparently the Geek Vape Dual glass fits the Zeus X. The Zeus Dual fits the Zeus X glass. So, but yeah, really liking that. Where's he gone?
I don't know, Matt Chandler. That's for you. I'm not putting my grandad glasses on.
I've got new glasses coming this week. It had to be done.
I've got to make an appointment yet. Right, bloody test.
And I'm also on which arrived last week, the Claymore Mech Mod.
Me one.
Sorry?
Me one.
With the Kennedy 24 on top, and inside that I've got it's this one that I had before. That is Swedish Candies before 8, which is actually tastes like after 8, which is really nice. And that's it. That's all I have. 2 things.
Got to try that. So I suppose it's going to be me next then, isn't it? To give Aidan a chance to get his beer.
Well, that'll get you can go down to the pub and get a crate of beer in the time it'll take you down to go through yours.
There's really no need for that side. Give me a bad reputation, you are. So I'm on my T18, is that, see? I'm on my T18, my own tobacco in there as usual. The all day vape. Still got the Praxis going, as you can see. With the LBs on there in the one coil in there, and I did coil, and that's really good. I've got the Shogun kit out with the katana, and I mixed early on. I mixed 2 nasty juices because I picked up the wrong one and put it in the tank, but it's come out all right.
Yeah, it hasn't auto-fired yet, Salford.
Of course, the recurve swanker with the goat on top. I love the goat, I really do. And of course, I can't go anywhere without the tower block, can I? So I've still got the tower block going with FP on top, and that fake Kanzi in there. And as you can see, I quite like that fake Kanzi because there's not a lot left of it. That's not bad. Besides that, I've got 2 little mods that are cheap and cheerful. Sub-home starter kit from Humour Puff. Great name, isn't it? Humour Puff.
From what?
Sweet tea it is, and I've got the HMOP one there. It's a full kit. They're under £25 from Amazon.
That's not bad. Who's it from?
The solid is a rock Aiden. The solid is a Humour Puff. That's the Parrots 80 watt.
Is he saying Hufflepuff?
No,
I thought it said Hummer Puff. What?
Humour Puff.
Hummer Puff. Hummer Puff. Hummer Puff.
Humour Puff. A human person like me, but a puff. Oh, sorry guys, I didn't mean that. And this one, which is a nice little cute, it's like a fire bar at the front. Look, like a little cute with that.
It's quite nice, isn't it?
For less than 25 quid.
It looks, from the side, it looks like the old Smock Alien.
Correct, it does. I mean that, I've got that blackjack, that's ferocious flavours blackjack. It's really, really nice. It's a real good version of it. And that's it for me, Simon. Not too.
Bloody hell.
Unless you want me to go what's on my table. So, who are we handing it off to? Are we handing it off to Steve?
Yeah, we'll hand it off to the Vaping Dragon. Brother, it's so nice to have you on the show. We'll be getting into all how you got started and your other little bits, but tell us what you're vaping on, brother.
Right, I've got a few things actually. I've got the
Thank God for that.
Minikin with a Zeus on the top, and that is got, you know, the Barista Brew Company.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
It's the salted caramel mojito. I think it's how you say it. And I've got a bit of a polar with a billow, and that's ABB custard, which I think Dave's got the old shirt. I'm going down to see him.
I'm not advertising. I'm not advertising.
Because he's only about 10 miles from me.
Where do you actually live, Steve? You're from up north, aren't you, with us?
Yeah, I'm from Barnsley originally.
Oh, you're not far away from me then.
No, I've got a bit of a time lag on my missus's PC actually, so I'm like that.
Yeah, you better just watch in VC and don't watch the live. The live is about 30 seconds behind, so always watch the VC.
Right, okay, right.
If you need in chat, that we should have told you to pop it out. There's a little thing on the right hand side with little dots on it. You pop that out and the chat comes out.
Right, okay, yeah. Well, I'll get by. Yeah, and the other thing, I've still got the rudder with the little gnome on top, and I've got some Mr. Wick's Passion Chiller.
Ooh,
quite nice actually. I was definitely going to get some more of that, and I've got about another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about another 8. But I think we might just stop there.
Right then, I better tell you what. Honestly, I am so sorry, everybody. If it's turning into Sabbath, isn't it? Not turning up on time. I'll tell you what, I just can't believe it. I've had such a nightmare trying to get this RAM in this computer, and then I've got a graphics card which is too big to fit in. Just a nightmare. It's just been one of them days. Plus, I had to get the Preco review out, which is on the channel. Before you leave it, have a little bit of a look at it and stick a thumbs up or a down and have a little look. So we'll start off with the Preco. In the Preco, I have got, it's the Preco Plus kit. In that, I have got some of the Rochford Project, which is the raspberry milk. Even my wife likes that. She's been into that. The Triro kit as well, I've been rocking this. This has been going out to the pub with me. And in that I've got some menthol, which is Whiz Mix, it's called. And I'm loving it. It takes the Nautilus coils, I keep telling everybody, which I always like. The review just out this, from my brother's just put the review out for this. Mine's coming out tomorrow, which is the V-Lite. It's the Velo, or the Vol, whichever you want to call it. For Nick Salts, this is really made for, or something like your 50-50 or your 60-40, somewhere around about there. Lovely little device. Does look like something that you'd turn up and down your garage. And then we have got the Phantom, which mine doesn't turn off with 5 clicks, but Mr. Coyley's does. You should always look up your PC case specs. Yes, you should do. Yeah, but I just looked at it while I was there, and it looked like it fit. So hey ho. So the with the Phantom, and on that I have got some Major Flavors Jolly Apple. Now I was going to get, you know, I had the new. I haven't got it with me. The one from France, Enovap. You know, the one where you can dial the nicotine in and stuff like that. Well, obviously I got it sent out with Vic and all the rest of them, and it broke. So my new one turned up yesterday, so I was going to get that all set up. Plus, I got some juice in today, which looks really interesting. And it is called Moorish Puff.
Ah! Hold on, should that be in the Yammer Puff?
That's what I was thinking, you could match them up. And this is all popcorn. So you've got sweet popcorn. You've got peanut butter popcorn. You've got salted caramel popcorn. I like the salted caramel stuff. Yeah, I think that's the same stuff. And the raspberry as well. Which one's
I've got the sherbet lemon.
Sherbet lemon. Does it taste a lot like popcorn? Or?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's real nice stuff actually. This will be my 3rd bottle of the sherbet lemon.
Bloody hell. So yeah,
really nice. I like it.
Yeah, these got sent out for review today, so they'll be coming up next week on the channel, which I'm quite happy about. Right, we can sort of calm down. Thank you very much to everybody who stayed in chat. We'll give a couple of shout-outs. Ian Morgan, nice to see you. Village Vapor. Chris Doyle. Joe, the better half of Vaping Dragon. It's nice that you've joined us. Dion, nice to see you. Matty Chandler. Hope you haven't having too many sleepless nights. Tolomark, yep, I know exactly. I should have checked it. Mr. Dilligaff Porter, we did sing him happy birthday the other day. Hope you're all right, brother, and had a great time with Jules. Who else we got in? Bill Richards, TBD. Who else we got? Flat Cap Vapor.
Flat Cap Vapor. If the printer in the background going at the minute is printing out Flat Cap Vapor's coily.
Is it?
It is.
That's really good, that. All done on there. Rachel, Unformed Ruby, nice to see you. Hope you're okay. Ebby Vapes, always nice to see you. Craig Campbell, UK Andy. I think the list goes on. But yeah, thanks ever so much for everybody sticking by us and joining us. Right then, we can all calm. I don't even know what time it is now. It's saying 10 to 7 now.
7:33.
7:33.
That was very precise, Simon.
Very precise.
Have we got any news? Because I don't know if we have.
We have. I did send you the links, but there was 2 news stories that I saw today, and I'm going to do them as one news story because the Telegraph reported number of children vaping doubles in 5 years. New research shows. Then there was an article on the gov.uk website which said regular e-cigarette use remains low among young people in Britain. So there were 2 stories completely contradicting each other. They're probably using the same message, but the message that comes across from the title tells sort of 2 different stories until you actually start reading into it. The Telegraph.
So what were the 2 papers?
One was the Telegraph.
Yep.
Which is the title of a number of children vaping doubles in 5 years, new research shows. The other one was the government website, the gov.uk website, which is an article by Public Health England, which says regular e-cigarette use remains low among young people in Britain. So choose which one you want to believe. But basically, the Telegraph says the number of children and teenagers trying vaping has doubled in 5 years, official figures show. A report from Public Health England PHE shows around 1 in 6 children aged between 11 and 18 has tried e-cigarettes, with many saying they like the flavours. In total, 15.9% of those in this age group reported having tried vaping. The data from 2018 shows a rise from 8.1% in 2014. Most had continued with the habit, but 3.4% classed themselves as current vapers, the research found, more than double the 1.26% 5 years ago. Experimentation and use of e-cigarettes has been increasing steadily over time, the report said. Public Health England, just the sort of top part of the story. Regular vaping among young people remains low in Britain and has plateaued among adults. An independent report led by research at King's College London and commissioned by Public Health England has found. The findings show that while experimentation with e-cigarettes among young people has increased in recent years, regular use remains low. Only 1.7% of under 18s used e-cigarettes weekly or more, and the vast majority of those also smoke. Among young people who have never smoked, only 0.2% use e-cigarettes regularly. Regular e-cigarette usage amongst adults has plateaued over recent years and remains largely confined to smokers and ex-smokers, with quitting smoking the main motivation for adult vapers. So,
the first point I would like to put to it is this: is how many children and kids at school and that was, say, 15 to 20 years ago. What was the percentage of children that actually started smoking, do you think?
It would be, you know, I can only sort of base it at my school, but probably in my year, it wasn't a massive percentage. How many would there be in our year? Maybe, what, 200, 300, something like that. And out of those, probably 10%, I would have said, smoked when I was at school.
At my school, I would imagine there was probably more than that, especially in our year. I bet there was, just say in our year, there was 100 of us. I bet you there were 30 of them who were smoking.
You'll have the spot on figures, though, because you'll be the one selling the feds behind the vape shed, will you?
Yeah. Well, to be honest with you, I never really smoked at school. I tried it, but I didn't really start smoking until I was 19. Kids are always going to try it, aren't they? They're going to try whether it be vaping or smoking. So how many kids are taking up smoking and not taking up, you know, like vaping? Is there anything on there about that?
Sorry, say that again. That was what?
So if kids are taking up vaping, how many are taking up smoking? Is there been a drop on smoking and a lift on vaping, or?
No, it doesn't really say. Well, certainly the Public Health England article doesn't sort of refer to smokers. I'll just double check the
So I would imagine that the drop of people, children actually smoking completely and utterly, because I know a lot of people just don't smoke or vape.
You see, it says teenage smokers. The facts in 2016, 7% of 11 to 15-year-olds in England were current cigarette smokers, down from 14% in 2006. 1 in 10 16 to 18-year-olds smoke. This has fallen from 25.2% in 2007 to 11.6% in 2017. 40% of regular smokers took up the habit by the age of 16, and almost a fifth of children aged 11 to 15 in England have tried smoking at least once, with girls, which is surprising, twice as likely as boys to smoke regularly. Which I was a bit
What do you think, Steve?
I don't know. It's I'd rather take the government side. You know, the NHS that you mentioned.
Yeah, actually.
Because there's that much fake news about, isn't there?
It's all we've said this before. It's all clickbait, isn't it? It's click the story.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And it's, I think, I've actually got a cousin who has not watched TV or listened to a radio in the last 10 years.
Bloody hell.
Because he says everything that we get told is just shite. He said we just get told stuff that we want to hear.
Yeah, obviously I think the big news organisations are owned by people who've got their hand in a lot of pies.
The thing is, you know, we've said this before, that the stories from, if you look at the Sun, one day they can publish a positive story about vaping, the next day they publish a completely contradictory negative story about vaping. You know, it doesn't make any sense.
What do you think,
Mr. Controversial?
You'll be sitting on fence now.
Too many fake stories about it's classed as scientific when they're not. There's no scientific base in them. That's the problem. And they're the ones that sell the papers and get the clickbait online, aren't they? That's what it is. The good stories never get as many views as the bad stories do.
Yeah.
So when did we all start smoking? Aidan, you said you were 19 before you started.
Well, no, I tried it as early as probably 14.
Right.
And I wasn't really, it didn't really do out for me, really. But when I went out and started drinking, That's when, and I started on cigars. I'd probably be about 18 actually, not 19. And I started on cigars.
There's a vision of you setting up with a great Cuban cigar.
Yeah, big lassie's poo hanging out of my mouth. You know what I mean? Yeah, I loved them. And then that's when I started smoking. But it was cheap to smoke in them days as well.
Yeah.
I started at the age of 8 years old.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
My dad did as well.
Hell.
It was my payback on my sisters, basically, because they're both older than me. They used to send me to the chemist for their tampons, because I know a lad, you know, in the chemist getting them. So my revenge was to make their cig.
Yeah, it's a good job you didn't get them mixed up, wasn't it?
It was. The tampons, they don't taste right when you try to smoke them. You get that cotton bud.
It's a whole new meaning to roll your own, isn't it, really?
It really is.
I mean, I was 12, you know, and that was early. And then when I was 15 and I went in the army, if we had, say, a 12-man room, you could be guaranteed out of that 12, 11 of us smoked. Because it was the thing to be doing.
Yeah.
And there'd only be like one who didn't. And he probably came from a family who didn't smoke. You know, so, yeah, and it's, of course, as you... I think later on, when I got to sort of the late 80s, 1990s, I reckon the smoking in the military had dropped by at least 50%.
Well, I were going over to, obviously I was a singer in a band that we used to go over to all over Germany and do all the basses and stuff like that. And I remember you could get, I used to go there for, you know, to NAF, you could get yourself such cheap cigarettes.
Yeah.
I think it was something like 7 or 8 quid and you could get 200.
So
yeah, that's right.
The 200 from Minden's Cafe, was it, eh? From their cafe.
Aiden.
You?
Yeah.
Aiden, Big Dripper says, can you tweak Salford up a bit?
I think it's, I can't just do him, it's all of us. Can you come a bit closer?
Well, actually, I can change the gain, but the gain's on very high now.
I'm closer, Salford. That's what you're doing, to
I get crushed then.
So, yeah, I was thinking a little bit earlier that your mic was a little bit. I can't like individually do you. Again.
Later. Is that any better? Because I've turned the gain right up now.
That sounds better for me. Yeah.
Yeah. I asked you this before, Simon.
No, you weren't. No, you were all right before.
Didn't I ask you this before?
You did.
Just see if that makes any difference to anybody.
That guy's on the sounding.
I love it.
See
when things don't go right. Seems
So
to follow my
I'll-
life, that.
You have to bend my neck up towards my microphone now as well.
Yeah, look like you're in Band-Aid.
I could
Vaping time.
do it with Band-Aid.
What was that bloke's name out of Vox, Ultravox?
Brian Ferry.
Yeah, I say not were it? No, I'm thinking of
No,
Brian
it wasn't
Ferry.
Brian Ferry.
I know. Ultravox. Fucking mid-year.
Yeah.
Yeah, me joke.
Oh, that. Matty Chandler says, "Can we mute Dave?"
Boxy music, Brian Ferry, isn't it?
So,
him, yeah.
Matt Chandler, you're just doing it again, aren't you? You're just doing it again. You're just winding me up again.
So
Right then. Well,
if
I'll tell you what, I
anybody's-
still
if
haven't
anybody's-
got a clue what time it is. So, because normally I gauge what we do at certain times. So, we've done a little bit of news. We might come back to that article. Let's talk about our special guest, Steve Platts. Let's talk about how. First of all, how did you get into your reviewing? Because you've just started reviewing. You've got about 6-7 videos up. You've got a few more.
Yeah, I got a few more up now. I did about another 3 or 4 in the last few days.
Oh, brilliant!
I tell what it was. I got into vaping 3 years in July. I was on between 10 and 20 cigars a day. So how I actually started was I got some cigars that were about that long and used to glow on the end red.
Yep.
So I used to be in my car like that, fucking puffing away, and the car would fill up, and you could see people sat at the side thinking, I fucking feel sorry for his missus, sat next to him smoking them cigars. And we went away for the weekend, and I was fucking puffing away on this cigar. I was saying, this is doing nothing for me. And I looked at the bit that you plug in, and it was 0 nicotine. They sent me the wrong ones. So I went to a vape shop in Cheltenham, and got a little Aspire thing and a little Nautilus, and that's how I then started vaping. So how I got further into it, I got really good friends down at Vape, Peterlee. Real nice guys, have always looked after me. I always pull the leg, I'm on my army pension, I can't afford all these big prices you're asking there. And I saw one of the lads doing a build, and I thought, I'd love to be able to do that, but I'll never be able to do it. And then it was only sort of 6-7 months ago that I decided to have a go. So from when I left the military, really, I've always been in sales. So I've always been out selling stuff, managing electrical wholesaling businesses and doing that sort of thing. And I was just watching different reviewers, and I was thinking, do you know what, I think I could do that. And what the wife's very good at as well, actually, if you're listening, Joe. And well, she does. She'll, if I do a recording and I'll play it back, and she'll say, no, you've missed something, you should have said this, you should have put this in, you should have put that in. And it's only the last 3 or 4 videos that she started giving me a bit of input.
Yeah.
And I've took it on board, and like...
You suffer from some... I can't remember. I watched the Billow review.
Yeah, yeah.
And you suffer from shakes, don't you?
Yes, I do, yeah. I've got dystonic shakes. I don't know if you can see it.
And it's absolutely fantastic. Oh, Steve is one of the most wonderfulest people. He's so nice. If anybody who's in chat hasn't got one of these, you need to go and get one from Dillygaff.
I haven't got one. On the board election.
This is the one that Stevie actually sent me. I'll hold it up to the camera, but I don't know if you're going to be able to see. On the inside, he put, the lead weights you can get for balancing your car wheels?
Yep.
He stuck quite a lot of heavy ones around the inside.
That's brilliant.
And then when I put it on, anybody into motorbikes?
Me. Yeah.
I don't mind.
Can you remember this foam stuff, Simon, that you used to put on the seats? You know, if you polish your seat and you get on it in your leathers and you fucking slide over the other side.
Yeah.
But if you put this on, your arse would stick to it, wouldn't it?
That's it, exactly.
So I cut a bit out of what I've got, plonk it on top of that, put it on me there, and it don't go nowhere, won't shift. Whereas the little one I had was a little bit too small, with me shaking anyway. And then when I did manage to get, say, the cotton near it, it fucking moved 6 inches. And I, come back here, man. Yeah. But yeah, I suppose it's. I went off the boil a bit because sort of middle to the end of November, I went and I was in a similar position as Dino.
Yeah, I remember.
Devil vapor, yeah. My dad was dying, and my stepmother kept ringing up, going, "Oh, I can't stay awake all night with him. I can't do this. I can't do that." So I just said to Joe, I said, "Look, I'm going to pack a load of vape stuff up, throw some stuff in a bag. I'm going to go down. I'll just sit with him 24 hours a day until he passes, like." So, and that's what I did, and I was quite normal about it. The minute he died, I was fine. There was no tears. He'd gone, and that was it. I managed, sorted everything out. I'm still doing a few bits and pieces now, just to tie a few bits off. With him dying.
It takes a lot.
And yeah, that sort of threw me off a bit, I think. And I think it threw me off more than what I actually thought. And I just couldn't get, motivated to do everything. And I've got lighting, I've got a good microphone, I've got good cameras. I need to get my lighting a bit better, on the table shots. I need to get that a little bit brighter. I think it can be a bit dark at times.
You can get,
So,
you can get the rings. You can get the rings which fit onto it. I just can't do table cam. I just can't do it.
Yeah, I mean, Mark, TVP, when he does his shots, that's brilliant. Like, it really is. That's better than Vic.
Yeah.
You know, Vic's got some good gear, hasn't he?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I looked at Mark and thought, I'd love to be able to do that. So, I mean, I think I will be able to one day. Yeah. But not in the next 6 months to a couple of years. It's going to take a while. You know,
the whole Salford will tell you the same. The whole thing about vaping is you just grow. If you go back to my first reviews from over 2 years ago, you'll see they've not got very much fucking better, to be honest with you. But if you go to the old ones, the lighting, the cameras, I was pretty lucky because obviously my brother Mark were into it, so I ended up getting a C920. But before that, I was using a video camera. Some of it looks like I was sat and I needed to get help. You know, like I'd been locked up in some camp in some foreign land. I'm trying to be really, really I'm trying to be PC. That's what I'm trying to be in it, not un-PC. I'm stuck in some foreign land. Do you know what I mean? And I need to get help to get me out. Oh, that yellow. In fact, in one review, I remember looking back on, I looked like something out of The Simpsons. It was that bad. But yeah, you get better equipment.
Yeah.
You get better as you go. Now, just going back onto your building, obviously with your shakes and stuff like that. Now, I've got no shakes at all, only unless I haven't had a beer for a couple of days. And that when I'm trying to get my curls in, it can be a little bit faffy. So do you struggle a little bit? Or?
We watched you at Expo, and I think TVP videoed, didn't you? At Expo?
Yeah, so did Paul McCartney. Yeah.
Was it Paul?
Yeah, I don't know. I seem to manage okay.
Can you move in with me?
I don't know. I've got a few bits that like I use like a pedicure type thing. You know, for tucking the cotton in, it's got like a little spatula thing on the very end.
Yep.
And I've seen people do it with the tweezers.
Yep.
And I've tried the tweezers, and that just for me it doesn't work. So I use a little tiny type thing to get it in, you know, to tuck the cotton away. And I sort of always put a bit of juice, you know, on my cotton. Yeah. Because I think it helps fold it. You know, I've seen people do it with juice, without juice. You know, we're all different. On the coils, if I didn't have, and this is not bumming Simon up by any way, it is if I didn't have that coily, I don't know, I wouldn't be able to cut my legs, you know, the same length, because I'd snip one like that, and then I'd be trying to get the other one, and I'd freaking cut it, and I'd be throwing that one away and getting another. But with a coily, it's brilliant. Drop it in 4mm, you know, and then use your pointy thing. To pull the screwdriver, get your coil on, and I tell you what else I do. I change the screws. You know, on some of the RTAs you get flatheads. Yeah. Or Phillips. Well, I take them out. I went and bought a load of what other M1.6, M2s, M2.5s, M3s, and some M4s. Cost me about 10 quid for about 50 of each. So that's the first thing I do is when I get, because my little Allen keys then, when I put that in, it locks in. So if I'm shaking bad and I'm trying to put a flathead on, I ain't got a mission. I just, it's all over the place, you know. So that's what I do. Just things like that to just try and make it easier for me. And I hope that there's other people out there that, you know, because I was told about 15 years ago I had Parkinson's. So I was like, right, okay. I went home. I was single at the time. I sat down and I fucking cried my heart out. I thought, you fucking idiot, Platzi, man. Don't worry about it. You know, it's just crack on.
That's the Yorkshire coming out in you, that.
Yeah, and I went back to work. I was selling motorbikes at the time. And my mate, who was my boss, he was a Geordie lad from Morpeth. And Ashington. Sorry, Dave. From Ashington. And I told him, and he went, right, okay. He said, you know when it gets worse? I said, yeah. He said, if you get in the bath, can I throw my washing in? So that was like a bit of typical squaddy humour. And of course, I went for a few more tests last year, and got some real good information from somebody who literally did understand what I had. And she says, you haven't got, there's no way you got Parkinson's. You just got dystonic, not just, but you've got dystonic tremor. And she could have given me a, hello, son. What's the matter? I've got a bloody Bengal cat that's come to say hello.
So I just thought you had a really small son.
You wanted to give me some beta blockers, but I have low blood pressure, so I take a thing called fludrocortisone, and they clash.
Right.
So I either take the fludrocortisone and then don't fall over when I stand up, right, or I take the beta blockers and that stops. But I have tried them before, and it did work, but it makes me sound drunk.
Right.
So I'm not bothered about the beta blockers. I'm happy that when I stand up I don't fall over, and I just try and manage this the best I can.
Yeah,
So you can do, isn't it? Really?
I think I'd rather. I think I'd rather be able to stand up without falling over. Just before we go on to the next bit, if one of Spanos or anybody going, oh, she's already done it. She's absolutely ace. Jules, I love you. If you've not gone over and sub to him, he's just getting up there. Please go over, give him a sub. Let's show him some support, please. I don't want to be taking over the questions, lads, if you've got any.
No, carry on.
I just want to know a little bit more about your military background. How did you get into it? Where have you served? What have you done?
I was in a children's home, and I was I'd been in it, or I was in the Army Cadets, and I quite enjoyed it. It was a good crack, and for some reason I thought, do you know what, I want to be a carpenter, because my dad's a carpenter stroke joiner, and but my welfare officer, a woman called Winnie Bunting, God bless her, like, she was fantastic. She said, no, Steve, you need to go in the Army. You need to get some discipline. She says, because if you don't, you will be in prison by the time you're 16, 17. Which, and to be honest, I would have been.
Yeah.
And I remember going down to the recruitment office, doing the exam for the infantry. And, I mean, it was so simple. But I failed it. I actually failed it.
Bloody hell.
And I remember Winnie saying to this colour sergeant, look, you know, do me a favour. He's going, look at the size of him. He's underweight. I mean, you won't think that now, like. He's underweight. He's little. He's bloody reading and writing shite. She says, yeah, but you'll educate him. You know, you'll feed him and get him fit. So we went, right, okay. And that was it. 3rd of January 1973, I left the children's home, went to Royston train station from Lincoln, walked from Royston to the barracks, which on the 3rd of January, it was fucking freezing. It's all flat as well, and the bloody wind and the snow. And you know what, this army coach must have passed me 10 times. I didn't know the army coach was for us to get on. I thought we had to walk there. So when I walked up to the gates, this provost sergeant, as I knew, he says, what do you want, boy? I said, I've come to join the army. He said, get your fucking arse over there. I was like, oh, fuck, I'm not going to jail already, am I? So, yeah, that was the start of my army career. And I stayed in till 1990. Really enjoyed it. Yeah, bad times and good times. You know, I lost some good friends out in Northern Ireland. And, yeah, but we all get together. I mean, with me moving up to the northeast, like I'm now the secretary of the Sunderland Fusiliers Association. So once a month we get together, and some of the guys I have a drink with, I've known for 45 years.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Do you have them here? Do you have them here?
Sorry?
Do you have them here? Just ask you, have you got the stream running in the background, you know, on YouTube? Because
I might have, you know, hang on.
Because if you have it, it's just that you're jerking a little bit when you're talking, and if you're trying to stream and watch it at the same time, it sometimes leaves you lagging because your computer's trying to do like loads of things all at once.
Right. Well, what I've done, I've closed that down now, YouTube.
Yep.
On there. I don't think I've got YouTube on my laptop.
She should be all right now.
Yeah, the only thing I'll not be able to see is chat. That's the only thing I can't see now.
We should have told you how to pop that out. Sorry about that.
Yeah, it's all right. Don't worry about it. Yeah, and so almost 17 years, and you sort of think, you know, is there another life outside the military? And I do have regrets coming out, because I remember when the first Gulf started.
Yep.
And I was watching Sky News, and I actually saw my regiment in the Gulf.
Yep.
And I was like, what am I doing here? I should actually be with my friends. So I felt a little bit guilty, funny enough, you know, because you train. I've trained for 17 years to go to war, and apart from Northern Ireland, you know, and Germany, that's all I saw really. But I'd do it again tomorrow.
Where was you stationed in Germany?
Minden.
Yep.
Paderborn.
Yep.
Well, basically, that was the two places I was stationed, because when I left my basic training and went to my regiment, I went to 2nd Battalion Royal Regiment Fusiliers. And then after we came back from South Armagh in 76, I went on a posting to the Small Arms School Corps at Netherhaven, which was part of the Warminster, basically.
Yep.
And then when I returned to my unit, I actually went to the 1st Battalion, who were in Longstanton in Cambridge.
Right.
So we then went to Minden in 79. So I was lucky that I did Paderborn and Minden. You know, some guys only get to do Germany once. I suppose the longer you serve, you can end up probably doing it 2 or 3 times. But it's got less and less and less now, hasn't it? Because of the Iron Curtain coming down and British troops and Americans pulling out. Whether or not that's going to change again in the next few years, I don't know. I
did it 4 or 5 times, but I was just singing. But I used to go out there for like 28 days over Christmas, maybe a bit in summer. I've done Bergen-Belsen, Celle. I always say Elmt, but that's not actually anyway. That's I would say Birmingham then, but I meant Belgium. Same sort of thing. I didn't mean that, UK Andy, if you're watching. And then I did the Osnabrück, Quebec barracks. I did Roberts barracks. Yeah, I did quite a lot. I'm trying to think of a few more. So, and then obviously you got on your vaping journey as you've done. What's going to be coming up on your channel?
Well, at the moment, I'm going to go and see Andrew at AVB, because he's only a few miles away, Dave, and see if he'll give me a few samples to review for him. I've got quite a few bits. All the stuff that I am reviewing is all my own stuff. You know, I have to buy it all. So, and I've got quite a lot that I haven't done. You know, I've got the old Minikin, which is an older one, I believe, version 1, I think. I haven't done. Does anybody not like the Tinker?
The Tinker?
I've never tried it.
You know, I really like it. It's supposed to look like a training shoe, but I don't know where they get that from, to be honest. Yeah, I've got a. I don't know if anybody's ever seen one of these. Creator by Vapesig. It cost me about 20 quid from Fastech. Yeah. Variable voltage, 30mm tank, easy, and it's light as a feather. I use that generally for when I'm going down the stables.
Yep.
Because we've got a couple of osses, and if I drop that, it don't matter. It's only plastic.
Salford osses are horses, just in case you didn't know.
What was that? What was that?
Osses are horses.
Osses.
Unless you come from Bury.
Mary.
Yeah,
the thing is with reviewing, it's like how I first started. And I think you were the same, Salford. I always started with the juicers, And then obviously when I bought hardware, I reviewed the hardware, and it obviously just comes over time.
I started with Sigalac and Ego and stuff because I'd done it before on my other channel, the Red Vapor Man. That closed down. So I just regurgitated what I'd done before, and then I started doing juices and stuff on mine.
See, I do a lot of starter kits, and I think that obviously there's a lot of reviews out there that don't touch starter kits really. They do more of the high-end sort of stuff. But I enjoy doing the starter kits because you had to have that sort of, not niche, but you had to have that sort of thing that other people don't really want to touch. You've got like my brother who does quite a lot of Met Mod stuff, and the RDAs as well. I do a bit more of the tanks and a little bit more of the starter kit side. I still love doing a juice review. A lot of people have stopped doing them. I still personally like and enjoy doing a juice review, as well as it's a quick review. You've got to think, we were talking about this before, about even a little device like that, the way I do my reviews, it still takes you a little while to put everything together. It's not as just simple as like do an intro, then put it down on a table, show you all the way around it, and then I have to overimpose things because I can't do a table cam. I'm terrible at it. I can't talk and do it at the same time.
What I do on the juice reviews, I have about half a dozen plus RDAs. So I have them all coiled. I just put new wicks in them, you know, and I can do like 5 juices at a time. Yeah, and then when I'm finished, just stick them in the sink, pull the wicks out, rinse them, re-wick them, and then I'm ready to do another 5. If I can give you any advice at all, is trying to keep them really down to either a 3 or split them. A 3 is probably the max. A 4 at a push, because people get bored. Okay. So they'll watch a little bit and they think, right, fair enough, but then they're not. Do you find the same as well, Salford? Do they get a little bit bored if you look at your analytics?
Yeah, I tend to do, if I've got quite a few, I tend to do them with a Bobster, because then the comedy comes into it as well, which keeps people watching, you know. But yeah, they get. If you look at your analytics on juice reviews, when you've got more than 3, it's you look at the amount of time people spend watching your juice review, and it's you know.
So Simon, you've been very quiet tonight, bro.
I'm knackered. I'm always quiet anyway, but I'm more knackered than normal tonight. Eh?
You've been picking on me. What's he on about?
Yeah. Yeah. I've used all my energy picking on Dave before we started.
Yeah.
If people don't know why we've actually changed over to a Wednesday, we're going to be on a Wednesday now for the next couple of months. Mr. Coyley's job sort of changed a little bit, and the poor man's having to do a lot of travelling. And I normally hear from him near enough every day, and I thought something could happen. So you've been very busy the last couple of days.
I was just sat on the M62 trying to get across the Pennines all the time. You've been trying to get in touch with me.
Yeah. That's a nightmare. It's a nightmare, that, isn't it?
It's a horrendous road. It wasn't too bad, Graham, but coming back was just absolutely mental yesterday.
Absolutely horrendous. Passport stamp coming into Lancashire.
Yeah, well, I was frightened they weren't going to let me out. Getting in was all right, but
I checked when you first come on, and the checks that you had 2 ears still.
Yeah. Only just. Hey, Raiden, can I change cameras on this as well?
Yeah, you should be fine, mate. Should be no problem.
I just want to see if I can get Flat Caps Vapors coily printing. So if I disappear, then.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us all. I know we were a little bit late on. It's all to do with the damn stupid computer. I'm going to get this right. I've took the RAM back twice. I have. First time I come back with a cow. And then I married her. No, I'm joking. She don't watch my stuff anymore. It's all rubbed off for the other way. It doesn't matter. You're doing that stupid vaping again.
Oh, there we go. Coily tool, absolutely fantastic if you've got dexterity problems. Godsend.
You can see Flat Cap Vapors coily printing there. Instead of my ugly face. It's much prettier, isn't it?
Yes, I agree. I've got to get my own back somehow.
How long does it take to make one?
7 hours. 7.25 hours.
Wow.
So that one's due to finish in 2 hours and 15 minutes.
That's why he went with the injected moulded one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's we get those made in bulk, so they go all through the vendors.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it is absolutely amazing though that you can actually watch your own coily being made.
Yeah.
I used to do it more. I used to put it on the Facebook group a lot more than I do now. I should probably do it more.
Well, when we had you on we've had you on a couple of shows before we actually did the shows together, and I think one of the greatest ones. I think did you come out last at Summer Vapes? You didn't you?
Yeah.
And you showed us then. You went down to there on the camera and showed us it actually being made, which is absolutely fantastic.
Mm.
Yeah, MF, like MF says, totally right. You can't beat that personalised one. Mine actually came in pink. My personalised one came in pink.
Suit your personality, Aidan.
So yeah, my feminine side.
You've been colouring yours in, Dave.
I have.
That's unique.
I've actually got 1, 2. I've got 4 of them.
Have you got 4?
Yeah,
I used to have 2, but I sought permission to give one away.
Yeah, you did.
I've got 4 of them. I've also got a willy warmer with the urban written on it, but that's a different story. We'll save
That was
one
about
for...
1.5 inches too big, at least.
It is. It kept falling off. That's why I don't use it. It's no good unless you're excited. That was my original one, my blue one that I got. What I reviewed. Then I got the pink one. Then I got another one at Expo, and then I got another one with a bit better thing at the show at Doncaster.
Yeah.
I was going to say the pink one suits you until I looked at my t-shirt.
Yeah. Just to ask then, Vapor Dragon, have you ever been to an expo at all?
No, I'm hoping to go to this one in May.
Oh, brilliant. We're all going to be there. Salford, you're not going, are you?
No, I won't be going. It's too much of an hassle for me.
Yeah.
I'd have to have somebody with me, and I had a thing to get around, otherwise I'd be screwed after the first 50 yards.
I don't know if Vic's doing that this time around, because Vic has obviously a problem with his legs, and because it's growing so much, he had to keep sitting down because he has a lot of problems getting around. So I think he's going to get a scooter this time.
Yeah.
You can hire him from there. Gaily Bops, big love. Bev as well, lovely to see you. She'll be there and all. I tell you what, we had such a good time. You're going out, Mr. Coyley?
I am. Yeah, I was going to go on the Friday. Then I wasn't going to go on the Friday because my wife had somebody in too. She was doing nails for us on the Friday, and then I was rung up to see if I wanted to attend the awards night as well the other day. So I might be going back on the Friday now. So
yeah, the awards night. I'm going to be there.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm
really expensive, isn't it?
Well, any of you guys going to go to the Manchester one when the dates are settled? And
when is it? So when the dates are set, when is it?
The trouble with it is there's that many of them. It's like me and Mark are going to Vape Jam. Mr. Coyle, I can't believe it. You don't think I'm going to be going to the awards night?
Of course you are. Yeah.
Because I'm actually in a category of best reviewer with MF who's in there as well.
Yeah, but they rang me up and said, "Do you want to go to the awards night?" I said, "Yeah." And then I said, "You'll need to ring me back," because they rang me while I was in Bury. And when he rang me back, I said, "Yeah, we'll get you sorted out. You do realise it's X amount of money per ticket." How much?
Well, they didn't tell me about anything that I'm going to pay for it.
Yeah, it's the tickets. The tickets that I was quoted were £186 a person.
Oh, I know what they said to me.
186 quid.
That's a bit expensive, that, isn't it?
They can't charge that. Somebody who's already in a category, they should be giving me free grub and free beer.
No, I'm sure. That's what I thought, but I said it was when he rang me back, it was £186 a person.
I tell you what, MF, if you're still watching, brother, what we'll do is we'll have half a sausage each. We'll pay 56 quid, and we'll just we'll have half each.
Sit in the corner.
Yeah, half and half. I have to sit on his knee. But yeah, we're going to. I'm going to Vape Jam with Mark, which is a bros trip, which I love. I love Jan to bits when she comes to the expo as well. But I just so love having that little bit of time with my bro, and we're travelling down in the car, and we're going for the Saturday. So that's going to be good. It's like what we say. You don't spend that much money when you're there, as long as you put a little bit of something to eat in your backpack and a load of water, you're fine.
Yeah.
Well,
I didn't find so when we were going around last year. I went to there's like that big. It was there was like a big glass sort of cafe thing, isn't there? And it wasn't as horrific as I thought it was going to be. I think what did I pay? Maybe £1.20 or something for a bottle of water, something like that. It wasn't. I was expecting it to be like £3-4 a bottle. So it wasn't that horrific when I got there.
Well, if you actually go out of the well, there's two of them at the Vape Jam. If you go out, there's a little supermarket down on the front on the right hand side. You can get 2 bottles for £1 of water and your snacks. So you're better doing that. And then at Expo, if you come out of it and actually go to the they've got like a news agents. If you go there, then it's only about £1 there.
Yeah. I say Expo. I thought it was, from what everybody was saying, it was going to be a horrific charge, but it wasn't. It wasn't cheap, but it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
See, we meet up as well with Orion's braces. He's a absolute corking bloke, and we walk around with Orion. Was that been into that?
8:15.
He probably did. He probably came at 7 o'clock and then thought, sorry, he's not coming. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, if you can get round and make sure you subscribe to the wonderful Steve Platts, the Vaping Dragon.
I think you were on. What were you on when I first checked, Stevie? What was it? 40.
50.
Was it for 50? It was 50. I need my glasses. 58. 58. 58.
Oh, well, he's got a couple more. It's always good.
Yeah. It's better than nothing, isn't it?
Exactly.
I'm not sure about the press pass details. Normally, what you find is that if you've been before, if you obviously I've been numerous of times. If you've been before, they'll just get in touch with you and they'll send you passes across to you. They were a little bit late in October. I think it was like 2-3 weeks before.
I've not heard anything. I emailed them a couple of days last week, and I've not heard anything back yet, even after emailing them. So.
What do you do? Just ask them for a reviewer's pass?
Yeah, you need to get in touch with them, and then they'll let you know whether you can have one or whether you can't. That's how it runs. It's it's called a press pass.
Right.
I have heard that some people get them, some people don't. We were pretty lucky because when we were on the network, which rest in peace, the network I've had. Without them, I wouldn't be where I am now, and I wouldn't have so many good friends like who are in here now. It's like Gailey Bops, like another mother to me. Me and Mark, it was such a fantastic time to be involved in it, and it's very sad what's happened to it. So yeah, rest in peace to the network. But yeah, we actually got our tickets to start off with from them. No, not actually the network, but they got us in touch with them. But after that, then they obviously just send it yourself. So I think there will be something like an info page or something that you can go on.
Right.
Do you think these, just talking about, you're on about Manchester, Salford,
Yeah.
Do you think, because obviously they're doing one in, Jam's now doing one in Liverpool as well?
Yeah, in October, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like all these events are all coming together. Do you think they may be doing too many?
I don't know if they're doing too many. What I think they're trying to do is bring some up north for the people who can't really go down south to them.
Yeah.
So I think we're getting a few more up north. Manchester did really well last year. Should be even better this year once everything's sorted out. The only thing is, last thing I've seen is that I don't think it's at Bowlers this year. It might be over at the MEN. Now, parking, of course, for people would be a problem in Manchester. It costs them a fair bit of money. But that's about it. That's all. It should be a good show. It was fine last year. Even I walked round it.
Yeah, but it's down south. Obviously, you've got Vape Jam, and then there's Vape Fest. I don't know if that's going on this year. Then you've obviously got the one in Liverpool, one in Manchester. There's two in Birmingham as well. Then you've got your meet. I'll tell you where I would like to go is I'd like to go to the couple of the meets that they have up in Scotland, because obviously there's Vic, there's Gail and people like that, and Paul McCartney, who I'd like to maybe go up. So I think me and Mark might have a bro trip and maybe pick Mr. Coyley up on way.
That'd be good. Is there any talk of another vape collective, or is that sort of just gone?
I've not heard anything. It was said that people are are not. Goober, nice to see you, brother. They wasn't going to do it, so I'm unsure.
It's a shame. It was the first sort of event I'd been to, so I know it was small and I know there wasn't a massive attendance, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. And of course, I got to meet you and Mark for the first time as well.
No, that wasn't Vape Fest. That was Vape. Bill Richards. Vape.
That's what it's like, Collective.
Vape Collective. Apparently, Vape Collective is going off again. Apparently, they're going to be the third one. I think it's going to be a little bit different. Where did you say you're now, Steve?
Me, just outside Durham.
Durham. So yeah, it's not far for you to really come down. It's about an hour and a half.
Yeah, Manchester and Liverpool are so much easier for me to get to rather than the NEC, which is probably about a 3-hour run. But yeah, me and the missus are definitely going to be coming down to that.
Bill's just saying Collective has gone quiet. Now, Biscuit Vapes, who does some corking coils, people, he's getting a site up soon. He's a good mate of mine. He's from Doncaster. He actually stayed over in Collective. He did all 3 days, I think. He stayed 2 nights over. I think Bill actually had the keys.
Can we just remind people as well that the charity event from Empire's on this weekend from Saturday 3 o'clock through till Sunday. You'll get in there and get some donations and see what's going on, people. We'll be going for the 24 hours. So
yeah, that's on.
I think you'll be on, won't you, at some point, Aidan?
Yeah, I think they've asked me to go on, so I'll be on at some point. Just do 20 minutes on there and then leave. I'm not staying on.
You mean you're not going to do that?
No, no, because half the people who come on, they're quite nice. The other bloke wasn't quite nice, but yeah, no, but yeah, make sure the 24-hour stream is starting on Saturday. It's going to be Mobro and the wonderful Empire. It's all on Empire's channel. It is going to be for a cancer charity. I think it was going to be Cancer UK, but I think they might have changed that. And also for Mind.
It was going to be cancer research, but he's changed it. He's looked at how much they actually get per pound, and it's only about 20p out of every pound.
Right. And I also know it's for Mind as well, which something like really close to my heart. Make sure you support it. You've got to think, and I want to say this for the people who are here, this community has pulled together over the last, for quite a long time, really, for when we need to. And when you do pull together, you don't half make a difference to other people's lives. And I want to say a big thank you for all that. We are getting to that point now for us to leave, love and leave. I want to say, first of all, a great big thank you to Steve, Vaping Dragon. If you've not gone over to his channel, please get over to his channel. If you're watching this on the catch-up, please get over and give him a sub. He's an absolute fantastic bloke.
Thank you.
I want to send my big love out to Mr. Coyley, who has had an absolute nightmare of a week getting backwards and forwards to work. And I know you're cream cracker, but thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Salford, I love you loads, brother. Can we just have your quote of the week, please?
No, I haven't got one this week because I've been busy. So I've got to try and think of one now because I've screwed up again.
Well, do you know when I come off the show last week and I thought, shit, I forgot about his quote of the week, and you went, well, what's about my quote of the week? And I thought, oh
no. and this week I haven't got one.
I've been waiting more than a week for that, Salford.
What, for me to screw up? Or
No, for your quote of the week.
You know what? I haven't really got one for this week. I really haven't. I've not even thought about it. With doing my own live during the day, it's not giving me a chance to think about anything else.
Well, what we'll do is
we'll sticking to it.
We will save it for next week, and I'm also going to have a little thing that we're going to play as well with his face on it. So I'll tell you what. Let's go straight over to our guest. If you'd like to say your goodbyes, and once again, thank you for being on.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks, Simon, Dave, Aidan. Just remember, never piss into the wind.
There's always that one. That's a good one.
And thanks to anybody that's subscribed to me. I really appreciate it.
Simon?
Yes, thank you to everybody in chat as usual. You've been fantastic. I've been my usual crap self at keeping an eye on chat, but I've been trying to watch and trying to reply to a few people. So as Aidan always says, without you, it wouldn't be a show. So thank you to everybody in there. Thank you to all the spanners who've been looking after everything. Thank you so much to Steve for coming on the show. We've had a couple of chats. It's been a real pleasure to meet you face to face. And of course, thank you to the wonderful Salford for being on, and to the wonderful Aidan for being in control, the man for pressing the buttons. Eventually. So yes, thank you everyone. And next week, hopefully, once I get into this routine of travelling and doing me 2 days, it'll get a bit easier. So I'm just about ready to collapse in a heap once I finish this.
See, according to my clock, we've got another 20 minutes. Over to the wonderful Salford.
Thank you, Steve, for coming on. Yes, I've subscribed to you because I've just done it because I'm lazy that way. Yeah, guys, go over and subscribe to Steve and show him some love. Great being on the show with Simon again. Of course, he's been picking on me this week, so there's no change there. Thank you, Simon. You know I love you, really. And of course, yo, the wonderful little bro, as usual, late. What can we say? No, you know I love you, Aidan. Thanks, guys. Great show again. Good numbers again. That's it, guys. Back to you, Aidan.
I would just like to say thank you very much to everybody in chat. You make this show. Thank you very much for supporting us. It means so much to us. I'm so sorry we were a little bit late. I promise you next week we will not be. We'll be on time. We have got another special guest next week. Mr. Coyley's lining up thick and fast. So please, I'll tell you what, I'm even going to set it nice and early this week. And I'll tell you what I didn't do last week. I didn't push out the... you know, like the after show bit, you know, saying to people about the chat, you know, sending it all out. I didn't do that. So this week we'll make sure this is all pushed out. Ladies and gentlemen, please join us next week. It will be 7 while 8 on a Wednesday now for the next couple of weeks until Mr. Coyley's back to normal. I just want to show you all the love. Don't forget the charity stream this week. And ladies and gentlemen, that's it. Thank you very much and good night. I've just thought, I ain't even got an outro, have I? Sorry, I'll play that again.
Aidan, sing.
Diddo, good night. I will, it's time to go. I think we're actually still playing music. I haven't said piss flaps. Still playing some music. Slightly here.
We didn't say piss flaps.
Piss flaps.
Yeah, keep there, guy.